Hello, and welcome to the Ganru Show. I'm Golda.
And I'm Wanru.
And this is a podcast that's just like hanging out with your two best girlfriends.
It's like having clear skin on school photo day.
Oh, it's like going to the spa and not running into naked people. Literally.
It's like getting a massage from Tony Robbins.
Ooh. Man hands.
Big hands. Yeah.
In today's episode, we'll be talking about our beauty tips. Right, Wanru?
And you're going to find out why Golda is not afraid to go into her kitchen to find things to make herself feel and look beautiful.
Ooh, intriguing. I can't wait to hear more about what I have to say.
Me neither. So
let's get started. This next segment is a segment that we always like to call the best thing we learned this week, where we share with each other something that we heard or learned that piqued our interest and hopefully help each other and others with this information. So, Wanru, what's the best thing that you've learned this week?
Okay, so this thing that I learned, I discovered after I watched Black Panther, the blockbuster movie.
Oh, okay.
I'm always way behind everybody.
Wasn't that out like a year ago already?
It was. This is
Okay.
what I like to do, by
Okay.
the way. You know,
Okay.
when Borat came out, I think I watched it 3 years after it came out.
Yeah.
And I kept going around to people saying, very nice, sexy time. And people just thought I was a weirdo.
Yeah.
But anyways, I watched Black Panther,
Okay.
Wakanda Forever.
Yes.
Okay. And I was amused, entertained, moved.
It's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
I loved it.
But mostly I was fascinated with Chadwick Boseman's performance.
Oh, what about Chadwick's performance? Were you intrigued?
Well, do you know who Chadwick Boseman is?
Isn't he the Panther?
He's the Black
He
Panther.
is the Panther?
He's King T'Challa.
Okay.
And in the Lion King analogy, he would be Simba?
Simba?
Is that the little lion that grows up to be the
Yes,
Lion King?
He would be Simba.
He would be Simba.
Yes.
He's our main character that we
Okay.
follow. And sorry, is that a spoiler alert?
No.
No, right?
I'm not taking responsibility for that. This movie's been out since I was like 9 years old.
Right. I mean,
Okay.
it's been out for a while. Okay. So I loved his performance. I think he's a phenomenal actor
Okay.
with shirt off and shirt on.
Mm.
Phenomenal.
Mm.
But at one point, I really started to listen to how he was speaking, and I said he is doing a full on Nelson Mandela.
What?
His accent sounded like Nelson Mandela.
Oh.
And there was even his phrasing and the dignity with which he spoke, and his whole demeanor reminded me of Nelson Mandela, which is so
Okay.
fitting because he's the king of an African,
Yeah. Of a hidden.
mystical
Yes.
African country, right?
yeah.
So I did a little more research, and I found out that Chadwick Boseman, one of his contingencies for even starring in Black Panther,
Uh-huh.
is he insisted that he would not do a standard English accent, either American, British, or anything.
Oh.
He said, I must do an African accent.
Fantastic. I love that.
And he insisted on that. And he had done another movie where he did a Xhosa accent. A Xhosa accent is a ethnic group from Southern Africa. So I hope I get that right.
Mm-hmm.
But he had already done a role with that accent. And he said that these people, these Wakandan people, even if they're mystical, they would not be under the influence of any Western colonization, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right, Western influence or colonization. Yes.
Correct, yeah. And so they would have their own language, the Wakandan language, and they know many languages, like Korean. I think one girl was speaking Korean in the movie.
I don't remember that, but I believe it.
She went to Korea and she
Wow.
was speaking Korean. So, but what inflection would they have? Well, they would have an African accent.
Absolutely.
And because of the fact that I have also seen Nelson Mandela and how dignified he is and the way he speaks is so moving and intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that it was layered into his Chadwick Boseman's performance, I loved it. It was such a great infusion of culture.
Yeah, absolutely. I always wondered about that, especially like some of these older movies or it's based in Texas and everybody has an English accent. Why is that? It's like the go-to accent is the English accent. I really admire Chadwick for wanting to infuse some authenticity to his character, and it's informed by where this fictitious town. Is it a town?
It's a hidden.
I think it's more than a town. It's like
hidden mystical land.
It's a land. It's a land, but it is in Africa.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is.
That's great.
And I think it is even awesome because there is a character who is African American. He grows up in Oakland, and he comes in and he speaks with his Oakland American accent, and I love that too. It's authentic to that character's upbringing, and I love this juxtaposition of the African American experience and the African experience.
Yes,
very cool. Nice little layering touch to that movie.
Absolutely. No, I like that. I like that a lot. I like it when movies pay attention to the details, right? And then they're not just throwing away these really important details that can lend to that authenticity.
Yeah, and good on Chadwick Boseman for insisting on that.
Yay.
Yeah.
Good job.
That's
Chad.
what I heard. And what about you?
What about me?
What's the best thing you learned this week?
Well, mine is not Hollywood related. I'm sorry to say. It's actually science related.
Oh, surprise, surprise.
Because I love science. And so something that I learned this week was in regards...
There's going to be more. She goes, I love science. And
so,
go on.
Yeah. So, what I learned about this week was really fascinating, was about salamanders. I know you know what a salamander is.
I was not expecting this, but go on, salamanders.
Okay, so there's a specific type of salamander, but I think in general, fact check me, whatever, but just go with it. Okay, just go with it. Look it up later. But the gist of this discovery that I made was that salamanders tend to have a very effective immunity system. In fact, so it's almost next level, super just like a whole other universe. Like they're like aliens, basically.
They are like the Wakandans.
Yeah.
Of the amphibian world.
Yeah, they can regenerate lost tissue.
Oh, hell yeah.
In fact, they did studies on the salamander. They can regenerate parts of their brain.
Oh my God.
So if their brain has some sort of malfunction, or they get into an accident, while driving on the 405 or something, their brain can regenerate. They can regenerate their spinal cords.
Oh my God.
They can regenerate their muscle tissue. They can regenerate their tail. They can regenerate limbs like their feet and like their little toes.
Oh my God.
Little salamander toes.
They are the true superheroes.
Superheroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can regenerate. Anyway, so they tested the salamanders with cancer cells.
How did they do that? They
injected these salamanders with cancer cells to see how they would respond. And guess what? The salamander's immunity is so superhero level that cancer cells cannot survive in a salamander. Cannot survive at all.
The immune
Zero.
system of the salamander just goes after it and attacks it.
Yes.
So are you saying that all salamanders are impervious to cancer?
Yes.
No salamander can have cancer.
There is no salamander that has ever had cancer and that will ever in the future have cancer unless they evolve in some way. But basically what they discovered was salamanders have this thing called microphages. I know you know what that is. Tell me you know what that is.
Is it a macrophage?
No, micro.
Microphage.
Macrophages.
Not a MACR macrophage?
No, there is such a thing as macrophages. Okay. But microphages are small phagocytes.
Oh, I've never heard of that. Yeah, okay.
They're activated neutrophils that can do phagocytosis. Now, has this completely gone over your head? Let me break it down for you.
Okay, yes.
So for the uninformed,
okay,
because I am informed on all things science.
Yes.
Phagocytosis is the process of engulfing and digesting microorganisms and cellular debris that are deemed unnecessary or harmful to the body.
Yes. It's kind of like
So-
your body's,
Immunity.
it's like a cleanup system. It's
Yeah.
like a garbage dump. It's like a policeman and a garbage dump.
Yeah,
at the
it's
same
street
time.
cleaning. Like street cleaning.
Street sweeping.
Yeah.
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your street cleaning, but it's your body's street cleaning. So if you can imagine, these salamanders have really powerful street cleaning
Yeah.
systems, like next level street cleaning systems.
Yeah.
So they even get a whiff of a cancer cell or anything bad.
Right.
Their little street sweeping comes right in and swallows that right up and like gets it out of their little salamander butt when they poop it out or whatever. I don't know if that's true, but they get it out some way.
I think with phagocytosis.
Yes, tell me.
By the way, phagocytosis is spelled PHAGO.
That is right. pH.
It's not what you think it is.
No.
That sounds very bad. I
It's
just
not
want
the
to
English
clarify.
cigarettes.
Yes.
It's pH.
Yes. And I think that if I may be, I'm really stretching back to high
Sure.
school biology. I think that is like a Greek word for like eating or something.
Is it?
Phago. Anywho,
Well, isn't there a yogurt called Fajo?
I know.
It's Greek.
I love that yogurt. What's the name of it?
It's Fajo, right?
We'll look it up.
It's really good.
It's delicious. Delicious
They have
yogurt.
it at Ralph's and Vons and Walmart.
But I'm not exactly sure about the origin of the word. But basically, these macrophages and microphages come and eat the debris.
Yeah, it's like Pac-Man.
Yep.
That's another way to look at it. Is macrophage is the Pac-Man that's just eating up all of the bad stuff in your body.
Right.
Right? So the salamanders have just next level microphages. So what they were hoping to discover was a way for humans
Yeah.
to have same level, if not better macrophages than what we normally do. So as you
So
know,
how can we do that? How can we have better immunity?
I think it's going to be those things that we already know, which is to lower the inflammation in your body. When you lower the inflammation in your body, your immunity is actually stronger,
True.
right? So what inflames your body? Sugar,
No.
starch,
No, my favorites.
bread,
Ah.
pastry, ice cream.
Oh God.
All
you're
the
killing me.
good stuff.
You're killing me. You're killing
All
me.
the good stuff increases the inflammation in your body,
Sure does.
thereby weakening your Pac-Man from actually eating
Mhm.
up and getting rid of these harmful things in your body.
So the more sugar and refined carbohydrates you eat, you're actually feeding the ghosts, if you will, making those ghosts monstrously big. You know, the ghosts that the
Yes.
Pac-Man try to eat.
Yes.
And you're weakening the Pac-Man and you're making the ghost live longer and get bigger.
Yeah, and you'll get more of those ghosts, not just those 4 colors.
Right. So quick
Yeah.
question. How come these salamanders don't have this issue of inflammation?
Oh, I don't know. They're vegetarians. I have no idea. But I believe that it's just that how they were evolved. But what we're trying to learn from them, what science is trying to learn from them, is how can we possibly adapt, this learning into our own health and well-being and
Very cool.
understanding the human anatomy and what we need. Because also, that's how autoimmunity is, right? Like your body is like throwing out too many Pac-Mans,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these autoimmunity diseases, right?
Yes, they
So
sure
how
are.
do you balance those things out?
Yeah, it's as
hard.
if we're gonna stick with this Pac-Man analogy, but
Yeah.
autoimmunity is where the Pac-Man misidentifies itself
Yes.
as the target and
As the
starts
target.
munching on itself when it's supposed to be attacking the ghosts.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure the American Medical Association is gonna jump on this Pac-Man analogy.
I wouldn't put it past them.
Well,
But you know who to go to first?
the Ganru.
TM.
We brought
TM.
this up first.
We did it.
Well,
We
I
did it
can't
first.
wait for the salamander research to begin positively influencing our lives.
Me too. I think it was really exciting when I read about it. I couldn't wait to share it. So I'm glad I was able to share it with all of you.
Okay, so I'm just going to close the segment out with my version of the Wakandan accent.
Yes, let's hear it.
Oh boy, here we go.
With respect.
With respect. And by the way, I have a coworker from Ghana. So I'm not doing Chadwick Boseman's accent. I'm doing my coworker
Okay.
Anthony's accent.
Okay. And what are you going to say? What is your sentence that you're going to say?
Well, Golda, I just want to say
Are you doing it now?
that was very informative.
That's it's pretty good.
That was the best thing that we had this week. I learned this week, and that was the best thing Golda learned this week.
Ooh, I can hear it a lot more at the tail end. That was
Because
really very impressive,
I
Wanru.
need to warm up to this accent.
It kind of sounds like Arnold too
a
sometimes.
little bit. Okay, thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Fictitious Ghanese. Is that right? Ghanese?
So Golda and I are so excited to bring you our main segment, beauty.
Beauty.
Oh my God, I have so much to say on this topic.
Okay.
And I don't think beauty is a frivolous thing. I think it's fun and it can enhance your life. And I don't think it's something that is frivolous or silly to talk about.
No.
What do you think?
I actually think that you could extend beauty to like wellness even.
Yeah.
Right?
And they're actually linked, I think, wellness and health and beauty.
Yeah. So our beauty tips are rooted in wellness, I believe.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So-
All right. So let's start right away.
Yeah.
Give us some of your best beauty tips.
All right. Can't wait to tell you about all of them. And
Oh.
there were a lot.
And I have a lot too. So this is
That-
gonna be a meaty episode.
Yes, and again, just to also share, this is beauty tips for both men and women
Mm-hmm.
that everyone can consider,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Old
wonderful.
and young
Yeah,
as
absolutely.
well. Mm-hmm.
So my first beauty or wellness tip is a tip that I actually shared a couple of episodes back, and but this time around I wanted to bring it in and show the folks on YouTube. So if you're listening right now, check us out on YouTube so you see what we're doing. You'll probably get the most out of this episode if you do watch this on YouTube. But what I brought with me is a jade roller. That's my first thing. And if you recall,
Mm-hmm.
a couple episodes back, I talked about jade roller being one of the things that helps me in my life. And here it is.
So it is like a
Ooh.
pen with two sides on it.
Yeah.
And on one side is a small little oval shaped piece
Mhm.
of jade. And on the other side is a larger, like the size of a thumb,
Mm-hmm.
piece of jade. They're both oval. And since they're attached to this metal clamp, it
Mhm.
rolls freely over whatever surface you decide to roll it over. So where do you
Yeah.
use this?
So this particular jade roller, wonderful description, by the way. It is probably the size of a razor.
It looks like a Gillette razor.
Yeah, like a razor.
Exactly.
For
Like,
your beard or mustache
It
or
looks
your
like
legs or something.
looks like those Venus Gillette razors.
Yeah. That happens to be made of jade.
Huh?
So this really great description of the jade roller, by the way, Wanru. So what you do with this, a couple of things, and the reasons why I use it is only for my face and my neck. And basically what I do is I roll it around my face to help with my lymphatic drainage.
What is lymphatic drainage?
So your lymph nodes are what help you sort of, it's like your sewage, speaking of sewage system, it's the thing that helps to get rid of your toxins, right? So if you have clogged drains, then you're going to have clogged skin
Mhm.
and even can affect your health in other ways if you're clogged. So what this does is specifically for your face. And what I would recommend that you do is when you do purchase one of these, which you can get on Amazon, you can even get this at some of your local malls. I think like at Macy's has something like this.
Oh, do they?
Nordstrom sells this. I think you can even find this at Target
What?
as
Okay.
well.
Mhm.
You might have to go online, but you can. They're very easily available. And what they recommend that you do if you want to experience this to the hilt is
And I do.
and you do, is put this jade roller in the refrigerator.
Oh, dang.
Put it in the refrigerator for about 15 minutes to an hour. And when you take it out, it'll be nice and cool.
So can you
right?
demo for us how you would
Yeah.
roll this on your
Okay.
body?
So
or
what you want to
face?
do is, this is specifically, as I mentioned, for your face and for your neck. So if you would imagine that I'm putting the bigger roller on the middle of my cheek. Okay. Ooh, it's cold. I didn't even put it in the refrigerator. Okay. So you put it in the middle of your cheek and you're going to roll it up and continue to roll it up. And and it feels actually really good. It's very relaxing. So you're rolling it away from your nose, let's
So
say.
imagine your face
Upwards.
is a piece of dough.
Yes.
It's like a pizza dough.
Yes.
And the middle of your face is the middle of the pizza dough. She's actually making the pizza bigger and wider, right? Like the way you'd
Yeah.
roll out a pie crust or something like
Yeah.
that, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. And what they also recommend that you do is, prior to rolling, take your favorite serum
Mm-hmm.
and put it on your face, so that when you're rolling this on your face, you are also putting more moisturizer or serum.
Rolling that deep into
You're
your
like
skin.
really marinating. You're tenderizing basically the moisturizer or the serum into your face.
So again, can I give it a little try?
Yeah.
I'm going to do my neck because I don't want to ruin my makeup and I don't want to transfer all of my makeup onto your pristine jade rollers. I'm just going to do my neck.
Yes, upward movement.
It's good for the neck drainage
Yes,
as well,
that's right.
I'm using the wide end. Here I go.
Yeah. Does it feel nice?
It feels good. I want to get in there and work it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And they actually only recommend you do this like a couple of times a week, but I can do this all day long.
By the way, I know
fun.
you're only supposed to use upward strokes, but I'm going at it like the way you'd scrub your toilet. I'm just like scrub. Oh, but it feels
But doesn't it
great.
feel nice?
It's massaging my neck muscles.
Yeah.
It's really getting into those
Yeah.
little corners.
Yeah, and so you have the big side and then the smaller side. The smaller side's for those little crevices, like maybe near your eyes, like where you're
Right.
like crow's feet maybe or something. You can
Right.
put that right there. But it's a nice small tool, relatively inexpensive. It's helping your drainage out in your face. And in terms of beauty tips, it's helping in terms of getting the circulation going.
By the way, I have one little spot here which is a
Yeah.
little tender. I
Yeah.
wonder if there's a blockage there or something.
Ooh, maybe. You've
maybe
got
I
some
should-
sewage blockage right there.
I need to roll that more.
You need to roll that out.
But if my noises were unclear for those listening to the podcast, those were screams of enjoyment,
Okay.
not screams of excruciating
Okay.
pain.
That
okay?
would be the other thing that I would recommend is
You might want to clean that jade roller.
Yeah, you can clean this.
I just was doing it all over my neck, Golda.
You can
Don't-
clean
don't
this,
put it on
yes.
your face.
Just use warm water and
Okay.
gentle mild soap, and you just kind of rinse that off. And that's it, easy breezy. And you just put it back in the refrigerator when you're done, and then do it when you're ready to rock. And it actually is very relaxing to your
It
face,
is, yeah.
because your face is full of muscles also,
Yeah.
so you're giving your face a massage.
Quick
with this
question.
thing. Yes.
Why does it have to be jade?
I'm so glad that you asked. Actually, there are rollers that are made of different types of
Aha,
materials. Jade
okay.
is the most popular one, and the belief is that jade is historically a symbol of good health. And there are actually people out there that believe that wearing jade or having jade on your person stimulates good health. So
Gotcha.
whether you believe that or not, it feels real good.
It feels good.
They're also made of there are other products that are similar to this that are made of rose quartz
Mm.
as well. And there is some symbolism behind the materials that they use for this. right?
So, how long have you been using this jade roller?
Oh, just relatively recently.
have
relatively
you
recently.
noticed any differences to
Yeah,
your skin or to your face?
absolutely. I feel like my face feels more relaxed. It really is like getting a facial massage.
It really was. I mean, my
Yeah.
neck is tenderized right now.
Yeah. So a jade roller is my
First
first tip. Get one of these, easy breezy, watching TV, cooking dinner.
At a board meeting.
Yeah. Yeah, sitting down at your desk at work. Just do these. Look at that. That's easy, right?
Great first tip.
All right. Wanru, what is your first tip?
Okay, so I have so many tips, but I'm going to
Okay.
try to go in order of importance.
Okay.
So the first thing I can advise to anybody, and all my beauty tips are going to be related to skin. I'm going to focus on that
Okay.
first. The first tip is stay out of the freaking sun.
Ugh.
Imagine
Yes.
that your skin is like a leather couch. This is the best analogy I can think of.
Yeah.
If you leave that couch inside all day, it's not really going to start cracking as soon. It's going to
Yeah.
crack. It's going to wear down. That's just life. But imagine you put that leather couch on the side of the road. Have you seen those leather couches?
Ooh.
In a day, they
Ew.
start splitting and then they start flaking, don't they?
Parchment.
Right?
Turn into that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a sorry sight. And that's the best mental picture I could give you.
Okay.
Because that's what happens when you repeatedly expose your skin to the sun.
It's like cowboys.
Yeah.
Right? Like ranchers.
Yeah.
Right?
When they
Like-
say they're leathered, they mean they're skin.
Yeah. That's true. That's an actual description, right? Leathered.
Right,
Ooh.
right.
Interesting.
And that's why they wear those big cowboy hats, I guess. Because they
Doesn't help
realize
that much, I guess.
It's
Just for the look.
I bet you the modern day cowboys who are more aware of sun protection, I bet you
Yeah.
they look pretty good.
Yeah, they probably have more layers of sun protection.
Exactly. So the easiest way to do this is to stay out of the sun. Don't bake yourself. Don't go to tanning salons. Tanning salons
Ooh.
are not safe.
Tanning beds.
I pray those of you out there are not going to tanning salons. I know it was a fad, but I hope that no one continues to go because it's like a concentrated death ray on your skin.
I hear that Trump has a tanning bed in the White House.
Oh my goodness. I mean,
Probably not a good idea.
then I hope he goes.
Or it is.
Or I just want him to go in that every day. Just go there
Yeah.
and get your death rays
Several
on.
times a day, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very tan. Yeah.
Keep it up, President.
Yeah, and tans tend to make you look a little younger, don't they?
Maybe in the short term, but in the
Yeah.
long term, it's bad for
Yeah,
your
it's probably
skin.
bad for your skin.
So
Anyway.
the best thing I would recommend, unless you're President Trump, is stay out of the sun during peak hours.
Yeah.
Right? When you know when it is. It's when
High
it's
noon.
high noon.
High noon.
Cover up. Covering up is the easiest and best
Yeah.
way. So especially for those who surf or kayak, the sunscreens don't last long when you get
Yeah.
exposed to water. So
Yeah.
they sell these amazing, very lightweight cover-ups now. They're just layers of clothes you can put on that dry really quickly.
Yeah.
And that works amazing and it lasts.
And there's also a lot of clothing that have UV protection, right?
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
you can wear as well.
Yeah, even if it's not a special type of material, any layer of clothes, even like a light linen shirt or cotton shirt, will do wonders.
Better than nothing.
Better than nothing.
Yeah.
Hats are amazing. Obviously, sunglasses are amazing. So
Mhm.
just those physical barriers are probably the best one.
I'm convinced that I wear big Jackie O sunglasses.
No,
I don't have any wrinkles
no
in my
wrinkles.
eyes.
I'm like half a foot away. No wrinkles. Smile for me. Smile. Look at that.
Yeah, and I think it's because I wear the big Jackie O glasses. You know,
Mhm.
it encompasses probably 30% of my face.
Covered.
I mean, I look like a freak,
No,
but
she doesn't.
I don't care.
She looks glamorous.
I don't care.
Yeah, but right, exactly. It's a
Yes.
physical barrier to the sun. That's
Yes.
perfect. And then if you can't, then mineral sunscreen. So
Ah,
now here I go.
Nah.
I've mentioned it many times, but
Yes.
now I'm finally gonna get into it.
but I will tell you that ever since you first mentioned mineral sunscreen, Wanru, on the podcast, I had not been using mineral sunscreens before. I was using just whatever was at Target, that was on sale.
Mhm.
But now that you have educated me on mineral sunscreens, I now use mineral sunscreens, and I can tell you, I can tell a difference.
What? What
It's
difference
been
have
like
you
2
observed?
months. I feel like usually I'm pretty sensitive to the sun, and I break out in freckles. I have
Oh.
freckles all the time, and my freckle duplication has
Replication?
or replication has diminished.
Her freckles were like those salamanders. They were just splitting themselves in half and growing more.
That's
and
my
more.
superpower.
Her superpower is she's got freckles. now.
Double
Well,
my freckles in less time than the normal person.
exactly. But that's quite common. And
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about mineral or chemical sunscreens
Mm.
until I started getting sunspots.
Mm.
Sunspots are like darkening darkening of your skin. It's not moles. It's flat.
Mhm.
And they usually are large, like the larger than the end of your pinky. Sometimes if they get really bad, they can kind of look like the size of a dime or a
Ooh.
quarter.
So they
You call them liver spots.
liver spots. Isn't
Right.
that just for old people?
Well, how does it start? It starts in your 40s, like I did, or my 30s, where
Oh.
it starts as a small darkening of the skin, and then it will get thicker and darker over time. So
Oh.
I went to a dermatologist to get laser treatment, which worked wonderfully. It blasted those sunspots off. But she said, now you have to take the appropriate sun care measures. And I said, I use sunscreen every single day. And she
Okay.
goes, what kind of sunscreen?
Okay.
And then that's when I started doing research about this.
Mm.
And this is actually something relatively new, even in the dermatological world.
Okay.
Because we used to think sunscreens are sunscreens. So just to break it down, there are two types. One are called chemicals, and everything's a chemical. I know those at home are going to say, well, what's a chemical? Water's a chemical. Yes, water's a chemical, salt's a chemical. But when people say chemical, I think they generally mean something made, synthesized by man.
Right. Artificial.
And mineral is a chemical, obviously, but mineral is something we get out of the ground.
More natural.
More natural, right. So the key thing is that chemical sunscreens absorb the sun and they change it to heat.
Ooh.
And the thing about mineral sunscreens, because they're ground up stones, they literally are like little mirrors. They just reflect.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So one is actually changing its chemical structure. One doesn't.
And when the natural one is just a barrier.
It's exactly.
Literally, right?
I mean, if you remember in the old days, lifeguards used to apply zinc oxide to their nose and they'd have this white
Yes.
patch on their nose.
Yes.
So that
like
is
Baywatch.
like Baywatch.
Yeah.
And it's literally reflecting the sun so their nose doesn't get burned. It's
Mhm.
the same compound, but now they found ways to make it into a lotion. And then they break it down so that you can apply it to your face and not have like a white pasty face. Okay.
Look like you just drank like a bottle of radiation.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. You don't want to be like you don't want to look like Casper the Friendly Ghost
Exactly.
with wearing the sunscreen.
So there are many benefits to switching over from a chemical to a
Mhm.
mineral sunscreen. Now, I will get into the details of the names, but among the many benefits are, number one, your skin is less sensitive to mineral sunscreens. It doesn't get irritated. It's better for the environment
Yep.
because chemical sunscreens have been known to break down coral reefs and be bad for aquatic life. So
Oh.
Hawaii has banned two very popular chemical sunscreen ingredients,
Oh.
oxybenzone and octinoxate.
Wow.
Now, you don't have to remember them, okay? I will actually just give you a really quick way to remember. Anything you can't pronounce is most likely
bad for you.
bad for
right?
you. It's
Yeah.
anything that has a zone in it, like oxybenzone, avobenzone, octinoxate, they're not very well rated sunscreens. And the only word you have to remember is zinc oxide. Zinc oxide is the mineral that makes the nose of the lifeguard white.
And when you look at products like at Target or Ralph's or wherever, what percentage
Would you recommend?
Yeah, what is enough zinc oxide in a good mineral sunscreen?
So that one you have to do a little trial and error.
Okay.
I would recommend that it be SPF 15 or higher for daily use.
Okay.
So what you're looking for is anything that says zinc oxide in it. So this is, for example, from Derma E, and it is a clear zinc oxide with 16%, which is a really, really good amount. 12% and higher of zinc oxide is fantastic. It's a SPF 30 for the body. They also have one for the face. I use this one on both my face and body. I haven't had any bad reactions or like no breakouts. Additionally, another keyword to look for is mineral or all natural. So look for zinc oxide, mineral or all natural, and SPF 15 or above for everyday use, and I think you're in good shape.
And 12% zinc oxide or more
would be fantastic.
Would be
fantastic.
good.
But some people don't like it because it will turn your face pasty white. So the best sunscreen is the one you're going to use.
Yes.
If you don't like the way it feels, and even if it meets all of these requirements and you don't like putting it on your skin because it feels greasy,
you're
not going to use it, right?
Yeah, everybody's skin is different, so try something that works for you. And I would also say that where on your body, and your face is a kind of no-brainer, right?
Right.
But where else on your body would it be helpful to put sunscreen other than your face?
Anywhere that the sun would naturally be exposed to. So a lot of places people miss are your hands and your arms.
Right, because there are a lot of folks that have been listening to us that are commuters who drive, right, or who are in the train or bus somewhere, and so wherever the sun hits. So, for example, you're driving. For me, I drive a lot, so I put I put a lot of sunscreen on the left side of my face.
Oh, right. And
my hands.
And it's no joke because most of the sunspots I had laser off are on the left side of my face.
Yeah.
And the ones that are coming back and getting really dark are on the left side. Of my face.
Yeah.
And the right side of the face for those in the UK.
Yes. There you go. There you go.
Mail carriers.
That's true, right?
Yeah.
That's true. Okay.
So don't skip your hands. Don't skip your arms. And don't skip your neck.
Oh, yeah. Your neck, too. Your neck is very delicate, right? You can't neglect your neck. Because you're going to have a really great face, but a really old neck.
Right.
If you don't put sunscreen on your neck.
Yeah.
I put it on the tops of my hands. I noticed that's helped a lot. And and then my arms as well.
Right.
With driving.
So once I switched over to mineral sunscreen, another benefit besides for environmental, and it's better for your body.
Yeah.
Because your body's not absorbing these chemicals.
Right.
Is that it is better at protecting you against both UVA and UVB. So those are the two types of rays that can damage your skin. One gives you that sunburn right away, and one gives you wrinkles and brown spots.
Oh.
So a lot of these chemical sunscreens can't do that for you. They work for only a short period of time. Even if they say all spectrum, UVA and UVB, because of the way that the U.S. brands these sunscreens, it may not actually be effective. That's why my dermatologist recommends switching over to zinc oxide mineral sunscreen.
Wonderful.
And I've found like it's really helped to control my sunspots. If you have any questions, if you don't believe me, just go to ewg.org.
Yeah, great
EWG,
site.
which is the environmental something group.
Yes, that sounds
working group. Anyways, all things having to do with health and the environment. They have a really great guide for how to navigate this crazy world of sunscreens.
Yeah, and what I love about mineral sunscreens is mineral sunscreens aren't expensive, right?
Oh, and it's becoming more popular. The great thing, actually, EWG said that since people are seeking it out, guess what? They're manufacturing more of it. So you're going to find it everywhere now.
Yeah, easy access to this type of sunscreen, right? And oftentimes right next to the toxic sunscreen.
Exactly.
So if you have a choice, go for the mineral sunscreen.
Exactly.
For sure.
Exactly.
You know what I really love about this tip, Wanru, that you just gave, that even though the topic of this segment or this particular episode is beauty tips, this is actually a health
It
tip,
really is, yeah.
right? Because there are increasing cases of skin cancer out there.
Yeah, we ain't salamanders, people.
No, we're not. Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. So help your body out by staying out of the sun and using the right type of sun protection.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, I'm sold. I've got mine. I'll share with you the brand I use. I use Aveeno for babies.
Fantastic for
really,
babies.
Really great tip.
You don't want to put all those
they're going extra mile as far as the safety because it's for kids. So Aveeno for babies mineral sunscreen. And I will say that I did look like I had just drank a glass of radiation when I first did it because my face was so white.
That's something to keep in mind. You got to rub it in because it has
a white
cast.
Yeah. And I went into work. I went into work the first day that I've tried the mineral sunscreen. I did get a lot of looks the first time. And people were just too kind to say anything to me. But then I went to the restroom and I saw myself in the restroom mirror, like it's fluorescent.
Right.
Yeah, I looked really, really pale. So pro tip, rub it in. It'll go away and it'll still be effective. Just take that little extra step there.
Right. It's better to look a little bit pasty than to have wrinkles.
Yeah. Or have skin cancer.
Or skin cancer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So wonderful tip. My next tip is actually a simple one as well and a very cost-effective one. for those of you who at the end of the day want to remove your makeup, or for the guys out there, remove the dirt or just the day's dust that you tend to collect on your face, you can wash your face normally with soap and water, which you probably shouldn't. Or, for a long time, and I still do this, I use Garnier Skin Active. It's this micellar, is it micellar cleansing water, and you just put it on a cotton ball and just wipe the day's dirt off your face or makeup from your face. Another really great brand is a brand called Bioderma, which is another type of micellar water. That's fantastic. But I will say the one thing that throws all of these micellar, I don't know how to pronounce it, waters, is coconut oil.
Yeah.
Coconut oil is a miracle. You just go to Trader Joe's, go to your supermarket, go to the oils and vinegars section aisle, and you will find this really lovely jar of coconut oil. And it looks solid when you first buy it, but when you open it and then you put a little bit of it on your body, your natural body's heat will warm it up and it'll turn into liquid. So what I take is a little bit of coconut oil, put it on my hand, take a cotton swab, rub the cotton swab into the coconut oil, and then and it will take off my cat line water eyeliner. You know those black eyeliners? It will take that off very easily. And not only that, but it will moisturize your face as well.
I'm just thinking of Heath Ledger in Batman.
Oh boy, he must have had a vat of coconut oil.
If he only used that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get that white clown makeup off.
No.
Or for clowns.
Yeah, so those clowns out there.
Clowns.
This is a great way to get rid and it's all natural.
All natural.
And it's not stripping away your oils, your natural oils.
Correct,
that you need, again, as we've learned, in order to stay hydrated,
or how
right?
about those guys, when they go to football games and they paint their faces?
Yeah.
I bet you that's hard to get off.
Yeah, and you don't want to break out the Brillo pad.
Or 409.
With the 409 and a Brillo pad to get that off. You just get a little bit of coconut oil.
Massage that.
Yeah, and it smells good too.
Good. And
it smells
then
good.
you massage it, and then you use a cotton pad to just remove the.
Ooh,
Oh,
we're smelling it right now.
It smells so good.
Ooh.
And then use a cotton pad to just gently remove it.
Yeah,
right?
gently remove the dirt from your face, the makeup from your face. It's really wonderful.
I have a little bonus tip to that, and I agree with you. I also use micellar water to remove any remnants of makeup. I'll go into more detail about my skin cleansing routine, but something I found works fantastic is if you get any of those oils that they sell, whichever one you prefer, vitamin E oil, jojoba oil.
Yep.
You put just a drop of that on your cotton pad, the cotton rounds, the ones that are flat.
The flat ones.
The flat ones. And then I found if you put a drop of water, just wet that thing.
Okay.
That thing will remove makeup like that. And it's not as thick as the coconut oil.
Yeah.
So that water and oil combination. I mean, that's what they sell. Have you seen those makeup removers that come with two phases? Like the Lancome one, which is super expensive. All it is a aqueous or water phase and an oil phase. And you shake that up and you put that on a cotton round. You could do that yourself. You just put a drop of vitamin E oil. You put a little bit of water from the tap. Or if you want to get really fancy, you could get a bottle of Evian or something like that and spray that on there if you want to treat yourself. Way cheaper. You put that around your eye. It doesn't sting. It removes those last traces. And it also moisturizes.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what's really great too, in addition to coconut oil being good for your face and removing makeup and dirt, it's just a wonderful product in general. You can eat it as well as use it externally.
Can you eat it when you just put a dab on your eye and then
you'll be like, I'm hungry. And you can also use it just as a general moisturizer.
Yes.
I sometimes put this on my person over the weekend if I know I'm not going out. I'll just get a big old lather and just be like, rubbing it all over my hands and my neck and wherever that you feel like you are really dry. For example, your feet.
Oh, girl,
if you've got some cheese on that feet.
what's
And
cheese?
you know when you get like really dry patches? No, me either. But I hear that people have dry feet and they resemble Parmesan
What?
because it's so dry.
Oh, you mean
'Cause
your
the-
heel looks like
Yeah.
a block of Parmesan?
Like a block of
I
Parmesan.
have not heard this, but I could see them at.
And there's actually foot tools that you could buy like a grater.
I know,
And you're
just-
grating your feet
like gross.
like cheese. So in order to help you with your cheesy feet,
Oh my god!
you take a little bit of this coconut oil right here.
And
and
just
you-
I would say
You just massage it right in there, put a sock over it.
Oh, I was gonna say put a plastic bag on it. Would that
Yeah, you could put a plastic bag over it. Yeah.
to marinate it? This is turning. Is this a cooking show now? Do this to a chicken or do this to your feet. You're gonna have juicy, succulent results.
You're gonna have really wonderful feet. So coconut oil is really wonderful for so many different things. Where I use it is for my face. I will say something that will be a little controversial.
What?
So you know how the big thing is argan oil
Yeah.
that you put on your face? Coconut oil is so much better.
Ooh.
Argan oil for a small bottle is going to cost you what, like $40-$50? Something like that at Sephora. This is like $5 for this big old jar. And it'll last you for like 3
Years.
months. Yeah, it'll last you a long time. I put this on my face as a moisturizer. It makes my face feel plump, like in a good way. You know how like Jennifer Lopez always looks like she's glowing? Kind of like that. It's like plump.
Gotcha.
So
Great tip.
coconut
Great tip.
oil.
So Golda, we did it again.
Did it again. Oops, I did it again.
We didn't play with your heart, but we actually had so much to talk about that we're going to break up the beauty episode into part 1 and part 2.
Yes, we have so much to share with you guys. So it's definitely very dense with information and tips that we hope will be useful to you.
Yeah, so make sure you're subscribed on iTunes or on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts, and tune in next Tuesday when you're going to get the rest of our beauty tips.
Beauty tips, part 2 next week.
Okay.
Thanks for coming back.